Hey guys, it's Kelsey, and I just wanted to go ahead and do my bird video that I said I was going to do that I just haven't gotten to. This is Kiara. She's a kayik, a black-headed kayik. There's two different kinds, a white-bellied and a black-headed, and she's going on 4 months old, and she's great. I try to spend time with her every single day, and she may try to talk in this video too. So just be aware of that. She may want to talk to y'all just as much as I do. So you want a bird, what to expect, and if it's the right thing for you. Come on, come be in the video. Come be in the video. So the three things I really want to point out is with a bird is time, expense, and travel. Okay, I want to lay down the idea that birds are easy pets. That is far from not true, and in fact it's a big problem. You know, birds are not easy pets. They take a lot of your time. They are relatively expensive in the beginning. Kiara was about $800, and that's because of the type of breed she is, and she could also live to 40 years old. That's standard for a kayik, if not cheap. Sometimes they go for in the thousands. And that's not including her cage. Her cage was about $170, but I got it 60% off because it had some damages to it. However, it still worked. And basically, it was a $470 cage to begin with, and I got lucky. The bird itself was expensive. The cage was expensive. The toys were around $60, and that doesn't include the other toys I bought her after that. So starting up with a bird's expensive. Keeping a bird is not expensive. The food is really minimal. Vegetables, fruits, and seed is really cheap. Yeah, I wish you would talk on camera. And that's just, she's not wanting to be on camera, guys. That's just a very inexpensive pet. And in retrospect, if you think about it, a 40-year-old living pet, or has the potential to live to 40, it's actually not that expensive in the reality of things because they live for so long. People spend that much on a purebred dog, and they spend like $1,000 or something that will live for 15 years and max 20. So, and it depends on the bird breed you get. The larger the bird species such as African greys, macaws, eclectuses, Amazons, those can live for 50 to 80 years, if not more than that. I know Amazons can known to get up to 100, including cockatoos. And then you've got the smaller parrots, Indian ringnecks, and kayaks, and lovebirds, conures. There are mustache parakeets. There are so many birds. You know, that's one thing. Do your freaking research. You don't want to get a bird that, in the end, is not right for you. And the breed is not what's important, okay? It's the bird itself, and people don't understand that. You know, I wanted a macaw for the longest time, okay? They're big birds. That didn't matter to me. I just love macaws. They're beautiful. There's something about them. Their intelligence is just incredible, and I could not find a macaw for me. And I don't know if y'all know this, but macaws go for about $2,000, like a lot of large parrots do, not including the cage. And I just couldn't really find a parrot that worked for me. You know, there wasn't a... She does not want to be on camera. Can you get your foot out of the way, please? There was not a parrot that was right for me. I was trying to adopt. I contacted breeders for younger parrots, and I met them in person. The breeder didn't feel right, and the birds didn't feel right. And then I said, you know what? Timing is crucial. Let me just kind of wait on this. And she's talking up a storm, isn't she? But, so I found the kayik breeder and met her and her brothers and sisters and all that, and all the kayaks, and I said, this is the bird for me. It just was meant to be almost. And that's the thing, the bird it's the you least expect it when the right bird comes along. I would have never thought about getting a kayak at all because they're very strong-willed and nippy birds, but she's pretty good. So the that's an expense, the time. People don't understand how much time you have to put into a bird for a good bird, okay? Kiara, I spend on average, you're going to laugh at me, 3 to 4 hours a day. You know, if I'm in the house, she's out of her cage. And I work with her, and it's like dealing with a child. Yeah. But that's what every good bird owner should do. You can't leave an animal locked in its cage for the rest of its life. Now, you're going to have days where you just don't have time to take the bird out. That's normal. But you should always make it a priority. And that's a lot of time. Nobody wants to spend 4 hours a day on a pet. And she's a small parrot. Think about the large parrots. These guys are flock animals, and you have to take that into consideration. And they live for a very, very long time. So you don't want to end up getting connected to this bird and then having to give it away. And that goes with traveling. If you're military, that's the thing. The older you are getting a bird, the better, because you're well established in life. However, age is just a number, and maturity is not based on age, in my opinion. The problem is, the younger you are when you get a parrot, you don't know what your future holds. You could be going to college, you could not be going to college, you could be getting this job in Japan. You know, you don't know what's going to happen. You could get married and your husband or spouse hates birds. I don't know. That shouldn't stop you. But just knowing that traveling is not easy with a parrot. You got to do the cage, you got to do the bird, you got to do everything that's stressful, you know, or when you're really held down. If you want to travel on vacation, you have to have someone to find the bird. You know, it's not easy. And so you have to really think, do you really want to deal with that too? And nobody thinks of these commitments when they get a parrot or want to get a parrot. You know, it's not as easy as a dog or a cat, and they're flock animals, and they need to be with you as much as possible. And they're as cute as can be, but they're also a pain in the butt and cause damages and tries to bite your keyboard and things like that are just, you know, and their intelligence is phenomenal. You know, I mean, bird intelligence is way smarter than a cat or dog. Well, most cats are dogs. You know, it's just something to really consider. She's just not wanting to sit still for the video. Kayaks are you want to go in your cage? Kayaks are really, have a lot of energy, which is great. I'm afraid she's going to turn off my video, but basically that's what I wanted to say about a bird, what to expect. Realize that it is a huge commitment, especially any bird that most birds live past 20 years. Budgies live about 10 to 15. And the reason why, actually it could be longer. If you take care of a bird correctly, it will live longer. Most people do not take care of their parrots correctly. And that doesn't include vet visits. You know, if something goes ill with your bird, do you have the money to bring in your bird? Or for yearly checkups. Things like that is really important, and your foot is in the way of the thing. Can you move your foot? Yeah, I'll move it for you. She can get pissed at me. Yeah. No? Move your foot. Okay, so basically that's what I wanted to cover. What parrot's the right bird for you? It doesn't matter on the breed. You could get an African gray as your first parrot, and it's the right bird for you. It's the time and commitment and just everything else that comes with a parrot, guys. She doesn't want anything to do with me right now. I think she's jealous I'm talking to the camera and not you. But I hope that really helps y'all kind of get the gist of everything on a parrot. It's a huge commitment. It's not something to buy on impulse. No animal is to buy on impulse. And the training to get a non-aggressive bird, it's a huge commitment. It's not, you can't just leave a bird in a cage and expect it to be nice and play with you. She is never like this. She always wants to be on me. I'm not very sure why she's in this mood. Here. But, basically, woo! She's a good bird. But I let her do what she wants. You know, I don't want to force her to be on my shoulder. She doesn't want to be on my shoulder. Thanks for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments about my bird, the setup, or anything like that, I would love to do future videos on that. I don't have a video camera, and you know, I just we'll just see. But I'd love to answer questions. If y'all want to see bird training videos, how I got her tame, anything like that, I would love to do that. So she's even potty trained to an extent. And why is your foot always in the camera? Anyway, have a good one, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video and helped you get the kind of mindset about parrots.